creating an art, you're ignorant, vulnerable, free. When I first learned to crochet, it was a disaster. I mean, I did not know what I was doing at all. I wanted to find, but I wanted to learn. Half of the reason why I wanted to do this art was because I wanted to find something that helped me get rid of the fear of something that was a failure out of my head. When I first learned to crochet, I was full of stress and worry. It was not a good time whatsoever. I would have rather been doing anything else. But I continued because I really wanted to learn. All I saw on internet was people making things of bundles of yarn with just a hook and some yarn. All different sizes, all different shapes. I was intrigued but conflicted at the same time because I didn't understand how someone could take a ball of yarn and create anything. I had a friend at the time. I asked her if she could teach me how to crochet because I really wanted to learn. And she did. She happily agreed. For one moment, I thought she was more excited than me. We decided on the library as a meeting place. It was the perfect place for this. It was a space where the staff encouraged and even inspired children to do something that they really loved and even pushed them to do something more great. It was the perfect place for this. When we got to the library, she had her yarn and her hook out faster than I could put my backpack down. She was excited. This time was not ideal. She was yelling. This time was filled with such stress and judgment because of the judgment I felt from her. Had to learn on my own. The same day, I asked my mother if we could go to an art store, Hobby Lobby at the time. Because I loved Hobby Lobby, I always was there. It was an art store that was supplied with almost every type of art you needed and the supplies for it. Usually when I would go to Hobby Lobby, it would be for jewelry supplies. This time it was for crocheting supplies, which is literally just a ball of yarn and a crochet hook. Instead of spending time going down the jewelry aisle, up and back and forth, I ended up in the yarn aisle. There were so many colors and textures and sizes. I was conflicted. I was confused. I was mesmerized. I didn't know that there were so many different types. All I knew is that I needed a ball of yarn and a crochet hook. I ended up getting a 4.5 medium weight, a 4.5 crochet hook and some medium weight yarn. As soon as I got home, I put up all the sources: YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. I was determined. I found a video, it looked promising. It, in fact, was not promising. I tried a stitch called chaining 8 different times, all of them looking worse than the last. I wanted to give up so bad. If it was anything else, I would have threw it in the back of the closet, under everything, to leave it by itself. But I didn't. I wanted to be the person who sewed beanies and hats to make money. I wanted to be the person who was able to make these things for their families and their friends with such love and care. I wanted to get past my perfectionist ways and was able to make art in something that was for me. So I continued this routine of trying a stitch every day for the next month. By the end of the month, I was able to do it because I continued this process. I kept up with it. I made a routine of it. I made it habit. Because I made it a habit, I was able to do this. Because I made it a habit, I was able to do a full rectangle of rows of a single crochet, and it was straight. My edges were straight. The shape actually looked like a rectangle instead of a trapezoid, all different types of shapes. It actually looked like something. It actually looked like I was able to do something. When I first learned to crochet, I learned nothing but stitches. Straight stitches, slip stitch, shell stitch, half double crochet, single. All these different types of stitches. Basically, I was scared to commit. I was scared to commit to a project because of the fear of something not being perfect. Because of this fear, it stopped me from creating. It stopped me from making something that I actually wanted to do. It stopped me from growing and being able to actually learn a craft. We couldn't do this. If I actually wanted to get better at crocheting, I would have to get rid of this mindset. And I did. I've been crocheting for 3 years now, almost 4. I've made countless of things ranging from small little headbands to big old blankets. I have 2 blankets in the making right now. When you're doing a hobby or a craft or anything that you enjoy, no matter how much you try and hide it, your mentality will always show. Something that I had to learn every time I'll be fine or every time I'll just be going through something. I would try and do a craft, and every time I would try and make it something different, but my mentality will always show. The happiness, the sadness, the confliction, everything. I had to learn that there's no sense in hiding it. Compare that and add the fact that whenever you try and do something, there's a fear of something when it may not turn out the way you want it to be. Most people view that as a failure. I view it as a failure, and my mind thinks of it as imperfect. That's not the habit to have, because a failure is nothing but imperfection. It's not. That's not the way to go. Because when you do that, you become obsessed with everything being perfect and everything being the way you want it to be when it's really not. To create with intention is to create with ignorance. Basically meaning if you're going to create something, that vulnerability has to be let out because you're learning something new for the first time. And to actually do something, you need to actually trust yourself to be able to do it. When you make a mistake, that doesn't mean you're not perfect. That doesn't mean you're not good at it. That just means that you don't know what you're doing. You have to provide time and experience to actually gain from it. When you make a mistake, let it in. Don't let it beat you. You're going to make them, let them in when you do. Crocheting and all of my different hobbies helped me get past my perfectionist ways. I inspire y'all to do the same. Thank you.